Leaving the military does not mean necessarily losing the tribe. But for so many veterans, that's what happens. You leave the military and then you end up in a whole new environment and all of your buddies have all been left behind, and it's kind of, actually, I've got to try and make new friends, create a new tribe. And that's achievable. But one of the things that I've focused on, and the reason that we're driving and building a business networking group for veterans, the Veterans Run, and it's not a run, by the way, it's a networking meeting. There are no 3 ranks, quick march or double break into double time or anything of that nature. So anybody's worried about that, you can dispel that one straight away. But rather, we're creating a group where you can come along and engage with people who are like-minded, speak a similar language to you, and have just gone through that transition, from military to civilian life. But they're in business, whether they own the business, lead in the business, or work in a business, or indeed a veteran that wants to get into business. We're putting veterans in a room and having very meaningful conversations and building a new tribe. So if that's you, if you're interested, if you want to come along, chew the fat, swing the lantern, have a chat about business and what's going on and what's good practice, best practice, what opportunities, and build your own network, then come along to the Veterans Run. It's on the 5th of June at the Gordon Messenger Centre, which is right outside CTC Lympstone, the Marines training barracks, and we meet from 9 till 11 o'clock. I'll drop the link in below so that you can book onto it. If you can't make it, then share this with those in your community and your network who you feel may value it. But yeah, really look forward to coming along and building that veterans tribe around business. Have a great day.